morning, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting edition of Is It Worth It? And today we're doing water coolers. So these water coolers gotta flip this thing around. They got some wire in it. Sometimes these are aluminum. We got some copper. Got the condenser in there. So not a whole lot to it. Hopefully we can blow through this thing real quick and see if it's worth it just to bring it in or strip it apart and take all the stuff off of it. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Let's break out the scale, jump right into it. Oh, what do I think? I think for this thing, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be worth it. Maybe it will be, but I don't think so. I don't know if there's enough in it to actually be worth it. There's a couple pieces of copper, which it could be worth it. We could get up to about $1 or so. But like all this is metal. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So let's get right to it. All right, first things first, just weighing it in as tin. Weighing it in as tin comes in at 29 pounds. 29 pounds on the tin factor. And tin has gone down 6.5. 6.5 on the tin. All right, well, let's just jump right into it. No time for playing around today. Let's see here and start the clock. Oh, start the clock. There we go. All right, we're just gonna get this back piece off real quick. Let all these screws fall right where they may. And go. Okay, we got some connection happening here. Got our handy dandy cutters. All this is all steel in the background. Steel little pieces of copper. This is going to be dirty brass, and that'll be copper. This will probably be dirty. We'll check it with a magnet. Let's just keep a little area here for stuff. Back to unscrewing things. Try to get all these out as possible. Top part is out. This is mostly plastic. Some more plastic. Let's get all the wires off of this. Boom. More plastic. Unfortunately, most of that plastic's gonna have to go right in the trash can. Right in. Okay, here's our aluminum piece that I was talking about. Boom, right up on the top. Let's just get finished doing all this stuff. Oh, that was a nice little flick there. Alright, that one would not come out. Break off a cord. More metal. Alright, kind of got this open a little bit. Let's take as much wire as we can out of this thing. Boom, all the way up, all the way up. Those just won't rip out. Let's see, come back here. This, go to that. in here, whole bunch of wire. We're ripping right now. Ripping and pulling. These out, boom, and boom, and boom. Got a little copper in there. Alright, this is just a two-sided. Get this in. See. Boom. Boom. Take these couple screws out here. Alright, does this wrap all the way around it? What are we doing here? Alright, so this is going to be light because I'm not going to drill these rivets out. You have to do a bunch to get this all the way to clean, and for the time, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be completely worth it. Maybe yeah, see that whole thing, we'll just take the whole thing as dirty. Alright, now let's take this piece out. This is Kappa. Get that out. This I'm not even. Alright. Alright, alright. We got that good strip going. Alright. Got it off. Boom, we got a little bit of copper out of the deal. Oh man. We are almost done. What is this? That's more light ironing. So you can see there's a couple screws holding that thing up. Let's cut these lines. Maybe we can just pull it right off. Or we can just cut it. Oh, and it still doesn't want to. Oh, there it comes. It has to come forward before it comes out. Oh, and it's still got a little bit of water in it. Hello. Ooh. The water is just... I don't even know how you got this much water in there. You got it all zip tied up. You need all this stuff off. Once again, I don't know if the 10 cents is enough to try to really clean this thing and get it to clean. Have to undo a bunch of screws, stuff like that, so we'll go with that. Boom, boom, all this is trash. And all that's left is to get this condenser out of here. big. Shooting a video. I don't know what these will fit. So unfortunately, I don't know if this is metric or what, but it don't seem to fit. It's 3/8, and the next size up doesn't seem like it fits. Nope. Oh, down. It is down. That's too big. What is going on here? All these are going to be too small. Too small. Oh. Is there anything on the bottom? Oh yeah, there's some screws on the bottom. Get this thing down. See if we can find one for that. It's the same deal. It must be metric. It must be a metric deal. Alright, well, I know I had another pair of channel locks around here somewhere. Unfortunately, they can't all go smooth. So now we have to undo these with the channel locks. And of course that's going to slow us down a little bit. That's so weird. Back one is going to be an issue. Can't even believe it. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's not what we were hoping for here. That's metal. Still trying to get this last screw up. I mean, this is the real life stuff that happens sometimes. Rather than keep messing with this thing, and I guess sometimes this is what happens, you know, could be worth it, but you run into a snag. Boom. We're out. And we are done. Stop it. 13 minutes and 36 seconds. Way too long. Oh boy. And what are we really getting out of it? There could have been some of you screaming, this ain't worth it, before we even got started. So, you've seen it, we broke it all down. Let's get into the crux of it and see what it all weighed out as. All right, here we go. Here is the tin. The tin is 19 pounds now, 19 pounds we've gotten it down to. There you go. Oh, let's take our little wire out of there, see if it changes anything. Look at that, it did not. 19 pounds, folks, 19 pounds. All right, 2 pounds. We're calling it 2 pounds on light irony. 2 pounds of light irony. Oh boy, oh boy. Copper's not weighing. Copper is not weighing. Just for the sake of purpose, we're gonna say 1 pound. We'll say 1 pound on the copper. Oh, pretty close to a pound on the wire. We'll call it a pound. Pound on the wire. Pound on the copper, pound on the wire. All right, and we're saying 8 pounds on the sealed units. 8 pounds sealed units. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's the math. This is actually take 2. So as you can see on the first one, I had 10 down. I said 19, I actually wrote 19. It was 14, we didn't catch it until review of the tape. So 10, we had 29 pounds at 0.065, which equals $1.89. 10 is down. So over here, that's what we would have got if it was just unstripped, just threw it in the pile. Here, let me write this down too. It's 573. 573. You look at 10, 14 pounds, 92 cents. Light irony, 2 pounds, 60 cents. Copper, we did a half a pound for $1.45. Wire, 1 pound for $1. And sealed units, 8 pounds for $1.76, which brings us to 573. 573 minus 189 equals 384, which brings us to 1704 per hour. It took us 13 minutes and 30 seconds. That comes down to an equation of 4.44. That's what we times by this, which equals this. 1704. That's the math. There we go. We got it right. It took us a second, but we got it right. All right, well, we had a little confusion. I'd put 19 instead of 14. Everything that I say at the end of this, after this, still holds true. I just may have the numbers a little wrong. It's actually $17.04 per hour instead of the 18 whatever. But all my statements after this still hold the same, so enjoy them. Okay. All right, so that's the end of it. So I guess just to tell y'all, if it doesn't make us at least, I would say in the $25 an hour range, then we're gonna call it not worth it. So this one, we're gonna say not worth it, but we're gonna have a big old asterisk next to it, okay? Big old asterisk like we're the Astros. 1849 at that time, I feel like a huge amount of that time could have come off. Maybe even 5 minutes if we could have got those bolts at the end holding down the sealed unit. If we could have got those off quicker. So this is one that we're saying is not worth it, but it has the potential to do it again and really be worth it. If you take about 5 minutes off of that time, we are blowing past the $25 an hour limit, which tells you it is worth it. Now, we did also increase the numbers a little bit. There was almost a pound of wire. We reduced the copper down to a half a pound. The other stuff seemed pretty good, 2.8. We were a little bit over what the original weight was. The original weight was 29, and I think we were at like 30 pounds after it was all stripped, which really doesn't make sense because we had to take some of that out. So I mean, either way, we were pretty close. So I think if you get a really good method on these, then they will most definitely be worth it. Most definitely, if you get a good method. And I don't know if we even got a half a pound of copper out of there. So let's say you have 3 or 4 of them, probably definitely worth it. If you have 3 or 4 water coolers and you're just blowing right through them, it's probably worth it. You get a good method going. With all these, is it worth it? I wish I could do them all the quickest way possible. But sometimes stuff like that, you don't see it until you get into it. And that's why if you have 3 or 4, now you learn on the first one, maybe you find the right one, and the rest of them go like butter, you know? And maybe you could cut that number in half, or even in a, you know, 2/3 or something like that. Then it would most definitely be worth pulling it apart. So anyway, for our test today, what we went through, it wasn't worth it, but big asterisk, because if you do have a couple of them and you have the right method, you could fly right through them, most definitely be worth it. So thanks for stopping by. We really appreciate it. Always remember, there is no us without you. Team lift is more than just physical, so if you can help somebody out today, we greatly encourage you to do that. I hope you all have a great Sunday. We will see you bright and early tomorrow. We got you a short yesterday. There was no video. We'll explain that first thing tomorrow. So y'all have a great day, and this was another Is It Worth It?